I've seen you with I don't know how many backgrounds over the on video calls, how many backgrounds over the last year or so. This is a new one.
This is a new one. Yeah. No, so using the Google Meets and the Zoom ones, I just got tired of them and I wanted something that was more me, like home office vibe, because we're packing right now and our house is kind of a mess in the background. So I was like, I need something that I actually like, that it's like my ideal situation. So yeah, no, I made this with AI. Just went to AI, told it what I wanted, said, modern day log cabin with bookshelves everywhere, outside the window, snow-capped mountains, pine trees, lake. It's kind of my dream, my ideal situation and setup. So I was like, I'll just have it right now. Why not?
I'm pretty sure some people we do business with would like the fact that you used AI to create this. I don't even know how long it would take you to probably pretty quick, but I always like new ways of hearing about new ways of doing things. I'm sure some of our partners would appreciate that too.
Oh, yeah. No, it's super easy. It's just a quick little prompt. You just write out what you want, make a Zoom background of X, Y, and Z, and it throws together a couple options for you, and you can pick which one you like, or you can tell it, oh, I love this, but change this, and it'll redo it. And yeah, no, it's fun. I'll have to show it to you, Scott.
Yeah, yeah. Show me next time we're together. So,
Yeah.
I know we have some good stuff going on today too. We recently put together some material that we're going to be sharing and giving to a lot of people. This is simply to give. I know you and I have talked a lot about it too, with how to have better conversations with those we do business with, whether they're an existing client, a prospective client. It's just, especially in times where things are changing and evolving in areas outside of our immediate control, like the economy, the stock market, and how we frame things can be really important. And most of the time, it is very important. So I was excited when you asked me to share a little bit about this with other people, what we recently put together. And thanks for your help with that too, by the way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm excited to hear a little bit more. I think our partners that we're working with and even like their clients, everybody's going to benefit from this. So I'm really excited to, hear a little bit more, dive in, explore this a little bit, share this with as many people as we can because we've talked a lot about this right now. It's an unstable time. People are uncertain of what's going to happen and it can create a lot of fear, but I know we're going to talk a little bit about this. It really is, it's an opportunity. It's just the way you look at it. So, yeah, no, I'm excited to jump on into this with you, Scott.
Yeah, thanks. And I agree. You said some really key words there, like opportunity. It's really all, and the risk of sounding just a little bit hokey. It is true though. It's all in how we choose to look at things. And I love that you brought up opportunity because, like anything else, usually we can look at things as, oh, this is happening to me, or we can look at things as, you know what, this is happening for me.
Mhm.
And usually, if you have that for me mindset, that means you're looking at it as an opportunity. And one thing I'll ask you, you and I have talked about this so many times, even going back a couple of years now, is we can never tell. This is a really important part. So there's like two main themes to what we're giving to people right now. Let's just jump into the first one. We can never tell somebody what to do. We have to help people arrive at their own conclusions, their own answers. I mean, just you chime in on this for a second, and then I'll share a little bit about what we put in the one-page guide. But how many think about your personal life, friends, family, and of course in work too. How does it feel, Devaney, when somebody's telling you what you should do? How does that feel compared to you arriving at an answer for what you want to do?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely one of those people that hate being told what to do. I like being given, some direction, and especially in, those times of uncertainty when I'm trying to find answers, I like being guided, if you will. So when people are able to ask questions, like, I know this is something, like therapists do or mentors do, like whatever profession you're in that involves helping another individual, even like good salespeople. It's about asking guided questions to help the client or the customer come to those realizations by themselves because people do not like being, you know, directed. They don't like being commanded. They don't like being told exactly what to do. That's where you're going to get a lot of resistance and rebellion and people headbutt in and arguments. And so, like I know for me, if I'm able to actually get uh like people ask me questions and I'm able to ponder those answers and really think about them and do the reflection work, then one, I'm going to come to that answer by myself and I'll be way more committed to it. But two, that answer is also going to mean a lot more to me because, like I did the work to get there as opposed to someone just being like, here's the answer key, right? So I think it's super important that people are able to come to those conclusions. It helps them stay committed to what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those things where intuitively most of us know deep down. We just don't talk about. This is a topic we don't talk a lot about in business for a whole variety of reasons, usually because there's more pressing needs at the forefront. But I think intuitively we know you made a really interesting point a second ago. When we feel like or know that we arrived at our own conclusion or answer, we're more committed to it. There's no question. And one of the things that I think, before giving a specific example or two, just another quick reference, is one of the reasons why I think a lot of the content online, mainly on social media, well, there's still an abundance of content online, but the impact of it has kind of dwindled the last few years. It was a lot more impactful, say 5 years ago, is I think people are tired of being told what to do. Like every time you open your phone, especially if you have business connections in your social or like on X,
Mhm.
it's just this flood of posts telling you what to do. Very prescriptive stuff. And by the way, it's not all bad. Some of it's spot on, some of it's helpful, some of it's good. But we're much more receptive and welcoming to an idea or a plan if we feel we contributed to it. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's ingrained in most people, even back into like childhood, right? Like I've got my 2-year old, and if I'm like, hey, you need to go do this, she's like, no, right? And she gets all sassy with me. But if I'm able to help her see that it's her decision, like it's so bad, but almost like manipulate her into thinking it's her decision, then she's like joyful about going and doing it. And she's like, look what I did, right? Like, look at me, mom. And so it's I think it's just basic nature ingrained in us since we were born that it's my way or the highway. So we have to help them think that it's their way, that we're helping them come to the conclusion that like, look, this is what you need and like this is your decision to do it.
Very well said. Exactly. I like the reference to younger because that's when a lot of this stuff is developed. So with that in mind, all right, for anybody hearing this, real quick, just to bring us home a little bit on principle number one, let people arrive at their own conclusions, be the guide to let them. Your job really is to be a guide. If we have a business and with that business we provide a service or product that solves a problem for people, right? That's what we're in business to do, solve problems. We can't just tell people this is great, you need to use our product or service. We have to let them see and feel the value and the benefit of it. So the best way to get there is questions. So anytime, especially in this stretch right now, where 2025 represents some change in the economy and the landscape and whatnot, it also represents a lot of opportunity. Use questions in your conversations with people. Let me give you a couple quick examples before we then, Devaney and I will slide into the second guiding principle. Is focus on things like what are people excited about? If you can, do your best. Sometimes the conversation doesn't take you there. Start with a good feeling one, a positive feeling, a healthy one. For example, hey, what are you most excited about in your business for the next 6 months? What's something you have going on, you and the team, that you all are really looking forward to? Start with a positive question so that they start to feel good about something. You don't want to start, ideally, if at all possible, don't start with like, what keeps you up at night? I love that question, but ask that one like second or third. After you've already hit on something good, like what are you most excited about in the next few months for your business? Then go into, okay, conversely, what's keeping you up at night? Another question I love, Devaney, one more, let me throw one more out there is if you could change one thing, like solve one problem in your business today, like snap your finger and that problem is gone for good, what would that problem be? And let them think about that one for a second. Like you can totally eliminate any problem you have. What would it be? And I'm telling like 99 out of 100 times when somebody answers that question, it's going to be very insightful and very revealing to you as a business because it's going to help you better see, oh, this is what I need to help them with.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think to your point, I like how you frame that. It's starting off with that positive note, then moving into the what can we fix. But I think right after that, after they do reveal what they're needing to fix, I think that's when we need to slide into the hope. So it's almost like I guess like an Oreo cookie, if you will, right? You start off with something good, then you can move into kind of that thicker, area where it's like let's dive into this a little bit deeper, but then you should end too on that, bring them back up to a positive note to leave them feeling good and hopeful that like this decision is going to help them move forward and get out of that sticky spot, right, that they're in. So I like how you set that up. That's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for any of our colleagues who see this, and thank you if you're still watching. This is why you love Devaney, because I'm biased, I'm not objective, but listen to what she just did. Like, I had left that point out. It's start with a positive, then you segue into, your biggest problem. And then I love where you took that conversation, Devin. It's such a good point. And then you give them the hope. And by the way, it's not false hope and it's not manipulative ever. Of course, we all act with ethics and high ethics and integrity. It's all right, got it. I hear and see what your biggest problem is. How about if we consider this? And then you give things like options and here's how we can help you. And you package that around this is more than I wanted to share, Devaney. Thanks a lot. You're killing me. This is a good way. Then you package the options and around here's what it'll look like once we get that problem solved. That's what helps people. So imagine if we got rid of this biggest, I don't know, like marketing hurdle. You're not getting enough quality leads. So we're going to do this to generate more quality leads for you. Imagine if your sales team or your team just had access to people who are more ready to buy or more in your demographic you're looking for, and let them feel that. That's the hope that you're referring to. So thanks for steering me in that direction too. Okay. Um, just for the sake of time, the second principle that Devin and I want to share that we GrwX Labs are putting out there, and there's something that Devaney does. I really want to highlight this, and Devaney, you are going to clip this part from this video, just this part too, for a separate post and a separate share. One of the things that we're doing that Devaney is so great at is really fits this second guiding principle of looking at now as a time of opportunity for your business. It's, Devaney and I have both referenced it. This is a time of some change and some evolution. Cool. That there's always going to be those things going on. And then we can either look at things as, oh boy, I'm stuck. This is affecting me. I can't do this. I can't do that. Or we can say, yeah, there's some things I'm not going to do right now, but here's what I am going to do to elevate the business. Devaney, before I go into a little bit more detail in all your experience the last couple of years with business owners and business in general, how have you seen some of this play out? Do you see a lot of people who choose to look at things as opportunity, or do you think a lot of people get stuck in what they can't do?
I know from personal experience, at least the people I've talked with, a lot of them seem to get stuck in the I can't do that, and it's excuse after excuse after excuse, and like yeah, maybe some of those excuses are really valid, but it kind of comes down to where's your mindset at, right? Like if you're focused on everything that's negative and you're like, oh, X is going wrong, Y is going wrong, Z is going wrong, then you're missing the opportunities here, right? Like I really believe that everything happens for a reason. And I know it's kind of cliche, but like if I think the trials that you are given are meant to make you stronger. Like if life was handed to you on a silver platter, like you're not gonna develop, you're not gonna progress the way that you could if you had to, fight and struggle to get there. Um, and so I think that yes, a lot of people do have that mindset of I can't do that. Here's why I can't do that. But I think that's where it's our job to help them see that like this is the opportunity. It's to help them try and reframe that because there really is a season for everything, right? Like there's this time to plant, there's a time to nurture, there's a time to harvest, right? And like there's a rest period sometimes. Like there's a time for everything. And so right now is an opportunity and it's just identifying what is an opportunity for that business owner and their business. And let's move on it. Let's help them take action.
Agreed. Yeah, well said. And one more little nugget of context, and then we'll get into a couple specifics and leave you all to get back crushing it. Is it's good to remember this. We all know it intuitive. We get this is another intuitive thing, and we get caught up in it ourselves. Almost everybody I know. There's very few people who have a good force field around them to avoid it. So there's a lot of distractions every day in life. Typically, they come through our phone, our TV, or with those around us that we care about, right? And rightfully so. Like there's family things you need to do and take care of. But then we also get a lot of distraction through these and through our TV, social media, news, sometimes toxic stuff. So the reason I'm saying this is it's good to know people you're talking to, clients, prospective clients, colleagues, whatever the case may be, that they probably have a lot running through their mind. So here's what I've learned in the last like 10 years, especially the last five, is that those like us, and I'm putting us all in the same category, we're out there making a difference and a healthy impact on other people. Those who do that, like us, we're able to have conversations with people and interactions with them to help them get out of the immediate day. Oh my gosh, I have these 8 things to do today. And by the way, I'm pissed off at the politicians or I'm really stressed about what's going on at home. That may all be legit, but your job, our job as difference makers in business is to help people remove themselves from that feeling and think about the opportunities that they have right in front of them. And not only the opportunities in front of them, but like how it helps their business and their mission long term. Because that's the other part of this. I know this is a lot, but is it's not just about giving people the frame of opportunity, it's also helping them think long term. Too many times we see people making decisions in the moment for what gets them through that day or that week. And sometimes I get it, like that's somewhat necessary. But honestly, the best thing you can do for another business is to help them strategically make decisions that help them long term. Um, Devaney, again, I want to talk a little bit about what you've been helping clients with and what I know we can help many more people with. But is this making sense? Like, are you seeing the difference between short-term remedy versus long-term strategy that would really help grow a business?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that that long-term strategy is so important. I think that the short term does have its time and a place for things, obviously, right? Like there are some things that do need to be handled, but it's really that long-term strategy where you're going to see the difference being made. That's where and it's a long-term game. Like it takes some waiting, it takes some patience, but that's where you're really going to see the needle moving the most is in that long-term strategy. Everything else is just putting out fires and it's not moving it.
Yeah, and there you go. I love another word you put it like or phrase, putting out fire. And that's what so many people end up doing. And I understand it. I'm empathetic to it. I get it. But if we just put out fires day after day after day, you're not obviously not setting the business up great for the long run. So like Devaney, with what you do, real quick, and again, helping people with this, and we want and you want to help so many more going forward. It's not always glamorous. So Devaney is really great at upfront. Let's just refer to it almost like an audit. Ask great questions, get under the hood of a business, really understand what systems are in place, what processes do they have, and is it documented, right? What's working well, what's not, what systems and processes do you have in place, and what's documented. Here's the thing for all of you listening out there is this isn't the most glamorous stuff, but if you're talking to a business owner and they're a little wrapped around the axle. I can't spend a lot of money right now because of uncertain. Okay, got it. But how about if you use this time over the next 2, 3 months to really shore up your processes, or better yet, add a process or two, including one that's automated or implementing some AI. Devaney, you and others like you help businesses do this. It's a relatively reasonable, realistic investment in the short term that guess what? It sets businesses up for long term because now they've built systems, documented processes, have structure to succeed long term.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think what I've seen working with different business owners is that The ones that have the most fires seem to be the one that are having those process gaps where the processes are not either working well or there are no processes or they're not documented and the team doesn't know what they're doing. And so I think this is a really good way to take a look at, what's happening short term, but also, like you said, impact long term, because once we identify what's broken, what's working well, what's not working at all, why, this department's not communicating with this department, where the gaps are. Once we can fill those in and document them and get the whole team trained up on that, that's long-term strategy right there, but it also solves all of the short-term problems that people are experiencing too. So like what I love about this route we're going, what we're trying to help business owners with in the processes and the systems on that side of things is it's really killing two birds with one stone. It's taking care of the short-term issues while also implementing that long-term strategy. So I'm really excited to start working with business owners on this right now because it's going to make a difference in their business and their lives.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough for last 2 points I'll say on this, and we'll wrap is for you out there who are working with clients already and have some prospects, people that you're bringing into your ecosystem, thinking about it's your job. And I say this respectfully as a colleague. It'd be hypocritical for me to start telling you what to do based on what Devaney and I were talking about a few minutes ago, but it really is your job to help people see the long-term picture and the opportunities that are right in front of them and give them options and feeling of what it's going to look like. And then they can decide what they want to do. Right. So use a lot of questions and conversations and then let them know that right now understood about what you aren't going to do here, here, and here, but we can do this over here, get you started, automate a couple of these processes that are going to save you time and money in the long run. Start introducing AI to your team. Oh, by the way, let's get ahead of that because if you don't, then you're going to be in trouble. 2 years from now, you will absolutely be in trouble if you're not incorporating AI. And Debbie, that's what I love. I see our clock ticking. We only got about 2 minutes left. I would like for you to comment on one more thing about this. One thing is that you're really good at, Claire, there's several, but you can ask the right questions, you can spot the gaps, you can identify the opportunities, but you also know enough to say, hey, you know what? We might be able to, and we know people, some of whom will be watching this who can help you automate
Mhm.
or learn more about AI or a little bit of both. You bring a really good blend and mix of skill sets to do all of the above for an owner. And then here's the beauty if they have financial constraints because of the uncertainty out there, well, here's what we're showing you. Here's what we're giving you right now. Here's what we can clean up. And then there's 4 more things for you to do in the coming months or even year. You can pick, when are you ready to do this one and then that one? It's up to you, but at least you're giving them the options. And I think you're really good at that.
Yeah, no, I definitely want people to be able to go at like their pace that works for them in their business. So if it is really a financial constraint or it's kind of I just need to kind of get my bearings on identifying where my gaps are, like great, let's start there, right? Like I'm here to go at the pace that the business owner wants to go. If they're ready to just take care of all of it at once, then great, let's do it all at once. Let's do the audit. Let's figure out where the gaps are. Let's write your SOPs. Let's get your team trained, right? But if you just sort of like, I'm curious on where my gaps are, then let's figure that out. Let's figure out what's working, what's not working. And if you want to take it from there, then awesome. Like let's go. At least you know where to get started, right? Maybe it's let's do the audit and let's brainstorm and come up with ideas on how I can fill those gaps. Perfect. Let's do that. And then if you want to document them, go for it. If you want someone else to do the documentation, I got your back on that too. So I'm here, step A to step Z. Let's get it all done. Let's get it cleaned up. And yeah, let's get your business moving and let's act on this opportunity that the economy has set up for us right now and everything moving. Let's take care of the processes and the systems right now.
I couldn't have said that any better myself. It's so true. This opportunity, the economy, and other things have presented us, and we're all out. We're all out to help other people. So this is a lot of fun. Thanks for doing this with me, Devaney. I appreciate it. We can wrap up. And remember, if you watch this, again, it's all in how you approach these conversations. We can help a lot of people, and it's just the way it works. You can have the most glamorous marketing material, but if you can't have the conversation where you're helping somebody feel special and excited about, because if they feel excited about working with you and that you're going to help make their life and their business better, you're in. And again, I don't mean you're in manipulative, you're just in. They're going to want to do more business with you. Because they know you're adding value to them. And that comes to the feelings they have while you're communicating with them. So hopefully this was helpful. Use questions, guide them the answers, frame the opportunities, and we'll all continue to crush it. Devaney, I appreciate you helping me out with this.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. This was fun.
Thanks.